something interesting I found. And I want to, first of all, give honor to God for being here today and let me do what He has me do. I want to give honor to Apostle Steele for opening this pulpit. Honor to my brother up here. I was in prayer and I heard a voice and I said, I know that voice. And I looked over and out of the corner of my eye, I kind of sneaking during prayer. I'm like, Anthony is here. I'm like, that's my guy, man. So I like seeing these guys here. So we give honor to all of you guys. And if you're going to follow along with me today, we've got two scriptures, and I'm going to read them, and then we're going to go into some detail. The first one comes from Psalm 55 and 22, and I'll give you a second to locate it. When everybody's got it, just tell me amen, or hey, I've got it, or hey, Lee, we're there. Just let me know you're there. Also want to say thanks last week for allowing us to go with Apostle Steele. I know we weren't here. We were out visiting. He had a busy weekend. We had a real good time at St. John's Holiness Church. And that was an awesome time, and I look forward to that again. So Psalm 55:22, everybody there? Okay, it says, Cast thy burdens upon the Lord, and He shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer thee righteous to be moved. Basically it just says, give Him your burdens, He'll keep you still. He'll keep you grounded, He'll take care of you. That's all that says. The second one is 1 John 4 and 18. And I'll give you a minute to get there, and then we'll go into some teaching. 1 John 4 and 18. And the title is Let It Go.
Let it go.
So 1 John 4 and 18 says, There is no fear in love, but perfect love, Brother Jordan, perfect love casteth out fear.
Amen.
Because fear has torment. He that feareth is not perfect in love. So if you're afraid, you're not where you need to be yet. And we're all afraid of something, so we're all not where we need to be, so we're going to continue moving forward. So when you look at 1 John and it says, love, fear in love, the perfect love casts it out. Back in Psalms in the Old Testament it says, cast your burdens on the Lord and He'll get rid of it. So if we cast it out, He gives us love to sustain us. So that's all we need to know there. He's going to sustain if we give it away. Now when you look at the word it, if you're writing this down or you're doing something, taking notes, I want you to write down those two letters, IT. And it is not information technology, it is it. It is it. IT. We're going to find out that is the biggest word maybe that we've ever run into. On Bible study, we've been talking about agape love and perfect love. But the perfect love this is talking about in the two scriptures I read is not about your man and your brother. It's about you. If you don't love who you are, you're not going to cover any sins. But if you, and I'm Horace, so bear with me, if you love you, you can cover every sin there is because only you can take care of who you are. I can't help you guys with sin. I can tell you what I think about it. I can give you my opinion, what I do. I can't walk your walk. So you guys have got to understand, only loving yourself allows God to work through you. If you're not prepared to go love, He's not going to work through you. He's not going to use you. It took me 42 years to get to where He could use me. Did I love me? I'm guessing maybe I didn't. I don't know. I love stuff. I love things. I love people. I don't think I love me. So the title of the sermon is Let It Go. Now what is it? Here's where we get into it. It's two letters. It's a very small word. And my son's going to help me today. This guy is a beast when it comes to the weight room. So I want him to come up here a minute. We're going to do a little experiment today. We're going to learn about it. But we're going to learn about it with a dumbbell and a kid that can bench press 350 pounds. So the word it, yep, there you go, come on over. Now, the word it is like this. That's a little weight for him. That's 10 pounds. He can bench 35.5 times what that is. So what he's going to do is he's going to hang on to this weight for a minute, and this is our burdens in life from the day we're born. So he's going to hang on to this. Now he's strong, guys, I'm telling you. I was in the weight room with him the other night, and I can bench press about 235, and that's it. I had what he had on the rack, and I couldn't even hardly move it. So in fact, my arms, I used the excuse my arms are too long. So that was my excuse. I got long arms. I'm old and weak. So here we go. So this word is like this. He's going to hold this weight out, and this is all the burdens. It's little. It's a little weight. The word it is little, but over time that thing grows, man. It gets huge. That little thing grows. And even the strongest Christian in here, from the eldest to the youngest, at some point anxiety, fear, and stress takes over, and you got to let it go. It sticks in, it gets into you, it grabs a hold of you. Now the definition of it, there's actually a definition of it. It's used to refer to a thing that has previously been named. Now here's the kicker. It's something we named. God did not name stress.
Amen.
He didn't name anxiety.
Amen.
He didn't name fear. He didn't name any of those things. He did not do it. We did. Now I want to read you something interesting. In 1828, the definition of anxiety. You guys are going to love this. If I can find it with these weak eyes I've got now. I think he might be getting a little shaky. I see it moving a little bit on his arm. So we're going to let him stand there a little while. So anxiety in the dictionary in 1828 says it has concern respecting some event or future uncertainty which disturbs your mind and keeps you in a state of painful uneasiness. It expresses more than uneasiness and even more than trouble. It usually comes from fear of something evil going to happen to you. It's 10 pounds. This guy can lift 355. He's getting a little weak. Go ahead and change arms. Change arms. We're not done. This is part of the program. So now we're going to look up the word fear. We're going to see what fear comes from. We just found out stress came from evilness. Fear says to be in apprehension of evil, to be afraid, to feel anxious about something evil happening. I'm starting to see that evil is the root of all this stuff. Starting to see that there's a problem here. We got evil. Evil is bad. God didn't create evil, right? Everybody agree? Amen? God didn't make no evil. Okay, here we're putting all this puzzle together. You getting weak yet? See, your face is turning a little red. But he's fighting, and he's like us Christians who think we can battle. He's fighting that thing. He's getting tired. He's stressing. His face is turning red. Probably starting to sweat a little bit. So here we go. We're going to look at the word evil in the dictionary from 1917 in the King James Bible. Evil. The Bible alone has given us the origin of evil in the story of Eden. Our first parents were created innocent, Adam and Eve. Having moral capacity, the power to act morally, but in nature wasn't the case. They could not be created holy because they didn't understand the law. They were placed under the law which they had the power, here we go. They were placed under law which they had the power to maintain or to violate. They had free will, guys. They could choose what they wanted to do, okay? So we're going to go just a little deeper real quick. He's getting tired. I'm getting ready to get him out of this. He's getting ready to have it come to him. So here we go. Exodus 23 and 2 says, "Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil." Do not follow evil. If you're around evil, you're going to follow it. Do not follow evil. But I want to show you something here. You doing all right there, buddy? Huh? You feeling still strong like you can do the 355? Huh? So here we go. I just read you the definitions. And here's what's crazy. Keep holding on to it. Give me about 2 more minutes and we'll be good. Anxiety, stress, fear, all those things are mentioned 300 times in the Bible. Do not fear. Do not be anxious. 300 times in the Bible tells us not to fear. 170 times it tells us to love. Love is important, right? But it tells us not to fear more than that. So that's got to be twice as important. Do not fear because love is not in there. So even God tells us in 2 Timothy, God has no spirit of fear, but power and love and of a sound mind. If you got a sound mind, you're not going to be stressed and anxious. So here we go. All this is good. We know who created it. We created it. God didn't do it. Now we're going to learn how to conquer it. The only problem is, you and I cannot conquer that evil. Anybody know why we can't conquer that evil? Anybody want to say it? Amen. Anybody know? It's already been done. Wow. Jesus went to the cross and took care of all that. He took care of it up on the cross, guys, on Calvary. The problem is, we can get rid of it. We can hear the stress and get rid of it. I'm going to show you how to get rid of it real quick. Watch this. The Holy Spirit.
Amen.
There you go. Put it down.
How your arms feel? Raise them up now. Higher. Higher. Feel stronger? So after you stressed a little, you got a little stronger, huh? Amen. So you can probably start all over again in a minute. So go sit down. Take that weight with you. Hey, y'all give him a hand for holding that weight for a minute. Because I'm going to tell you, when I do that in the gym, I'm about 60 seconds and I'm out of there. I can't do it. So here we go, guys. I'm going to get to kind of the meat of what we're talking about today. It covers a multitude of sins. It is everything you say in your daily life. It covers anything you've ever named in your life. Cancer, flu, pneumonia, alcoholism, drug addiction, fornication. It covers everything. It's it. But here's the problem. The only way we can overcome it is to realize that Jesus did it for us already. Once we acknowledge He took care of it and it's not our battle, it doesn't matter anymore, no matter what it is. So the thing is, He ascended from this earth. He stood on earth with us, guys. He stood on this earth.
Yes, he did.
He carried his cross to Calvary. He got up there. They made him carry his own cross. They put him up on there. He was on this earth, this dirt that we're on. Just 7,000 miles from here. But he did that, guys. He was here. He walked with us. But the day he went on the cross, man, one of the greatest days that you and I could ever imagine. He went on the cross and he destroyed it. I-T. He took care of it. And we don't have to fight it 2,000 years later, but here's where it gets real good. This is where he's hitting me between the eyes with this. I'm like, Lord, you are unbelievable. The word tetelestai, if you've ever seen that written anywhere, write this down if you're doing this. If you haven't, check it out. You know what it is, good, but it's T-E-L-E-S-T-A-I. That one word may be the most important word ever spoken on the face of the earth. Because when he was on the cross, and the Roman soldiers are looking at Jesus, and he's sitting there, one of his last breaths, it wasn't his last word, but one of the last words was, he said, tetelestai. And this is where I got you right here. You got to hear what God said. He said, it is finished. He said, it, guys, it is paid for. It is paid in full. I mean, it's on there. If you look at the tetelestai, you can't see it from there, but the word it is in the language. It is finished. It. So when we name it, he's already beat it. He beat it. He beat everything that's ever it. Here's the crazy thing when I found this word. This is what I love right here about God and what's hidden in that Bible. It is finished was a Greek or a Roman word that meant financially paid in full. So when you went to the lender and you borrowed money from these guys, they said, it is paid. It's done. So Jesus is on the cross. He can't stand what these guys are doing. He's still ministering to them from the cross, and they don't even know it. He's using their words to tell them it is paid. Guys, I'm paying for it. You're all okay. So when he's paying for it, I looked at that the other night, and I'm like, I haven't slept in about a week. I told Jordan, I got to get this out. It is finished. So why do we worry about if it's finished? Why do we worry about it? Why do we worry about it? We worry about it. You know why we worry about it? Because our egos tell us that we got to worry about a bill. We got to worry about our car. We got to worry about our food. We got to worry about a job. We got to worry about everything. We got to worry in the hospital. If we get called to the hospital, oh God, the first thing we hear within a day or two, we got cancer. We create that. God didn't create it. He didn't make Adam and Eve naked. They were naked, and the devil told them they were naked. When God came through there with a voice, he's like, who told you were naked? How do you know what that means? They had no idea. God didn't create any of this stuff.
That's all right.
But what he did do was he said, I'll take all those burdens from you. I'm going to send back my son. You're going to put him on the cross. He's going to teach even in front of you guys while you're sitting there, and you're still not going to get it. How many of us come into church every Sunday and we don't get it? We come in here, we sing, we praise, we have a good time. We don't get it. We don't get it, guys. So when he says it's been paid for, I'm going to tell you, it's been paid for. The thing that I know is as a Christian, there's things that will go on in your everyday life. Things are going to go on when you become an adult. Things are going to go on with you guys. Everything's going to have a problem. The only thing is that separates a Christian, a true Christian with love, from one who says they're a Christian on Sunday or whatever, is the fact that they understand that, yeah, I'm going to have some problems, but I'm going to go to bed and I'm going to wake up and it's going to be okay tomorrow. It's going to be okay. Nothing lasts forever. I've got a daughter in the hospital right now. She's probably watching this on Facebook. She's been in the hospital for 6 weeks. 6 weeks with a staph infection. It took her 3 weeks to find it. She's 3 weeks to be treating it. She's probably going to be there another 2 or 3. I can't do anything about that. I pray. I call her every morning, call her a couple hours a day. I can't fix it. I'm not a doctor. God touched somebody's hands to fix her. He didn't touch my hands to fix her. He touched my hands and my mind to be able to talk to people. That's what he did. So I can minister all day, be broke down, but I know that God has a plan. Whatever's coming through it, there's a test that she's going through. Maybe it's my test. Maybe it's Rashid's test. Maybe it's our daughter's test. Who knows whose test it is? But I know that God will use his it, which is great, and use any of us to test us. So when he went on the cross, and it's still baffling me. I haven't slept, I'm telling you, all week, man. And I hate the word man in the pulpit, but it's really got to me when I looked up the word it. And I'm like, He paid for it. But the definition says it is anything that's ever been named from the beginning of time. So whatever you call it, it exists, but you created it. I didn't create it. Our egos created it. If we say we're broken, we still have 40,000 in the bank because we used to have 100. We created that problem. We didn't create that. God didn't come and do it for you. You created it. But He just allowed things to happen around you. He allowed it to happen since the beginning of the time, guys. So, the one thing that I want to try to get through to everybody today, and I told Jordan I've been anxious to get this one out of me all week. Because when I seen it, and I tied it to it is paid, and then Jesus is on the cross, and they're poking Him with a spear, and He's looking at him, He's going, it's okay, I'm going to use your word, and I'm going to say it to tell us that. You guys use it for money, Linda. I'm using it to tell you that everybody ever that's been on the face of this earth, it's over. Guys, it's over. It is over right now. It is done. So, and you got to take that, and you got to look at the word sometimes. And it took me a while to put that together, what God was saying. But everybody says, it's bothering me, that's bothering me, that's bothering me. And every bit of it comes back to stress and fear. And like I said, the number one prescribed medication in the whole world, when you research it, is for anxiety and stress disorders. The number one medication. So we take something to help our mind be able to think when we don't even need it. We don't need it if we go to that place. Now, I'm not saying if you've got something and it's kind of helping you, maybe God said you need this to help you because you're just not strong enough yet. But I guarantee you that when you go to Him, things change in your life. I was telling Apostle Still at breakfast yesterday, I've got a huge testimony brewing, and I see it over the last 7 or 8 years. I told my brother here, I refused one time last year, coming to deny, tell him I don't have a testimony to come and speak. My testimony is getting there, but I'm starting to see a little bit of it. I didn't recognize it a year ago. Now I'm starting to see where the testimony is. But the only thing I want to say to you guys, how many of you in here stress something or fear something? How many fear something? I mean, it's everybody in the room. We fear something. My biggest fear is about my kids. Like I said, I'm afraid I'm getting a phone call at 3 in the morning. My daughter's dead from diabetes. My son has it. I'm afraid of that phone call. I'm afraid of it. I know with diabetes, it's a rough life. I also know that God has a plan, and it's His decision. So why would I stress it if I'm teaching it? So I've had to tell myself, don't fear it. Don't fear it. Everybody on this earth has had it. And one thing I made on the notes, I kind of closed it down here, but in the end, but I said, there's 2 things you can do with it. You can let it go, or you can let it kill you. Wow. And I don't mean kill you like here on earth. What I'm trying to tell you is, you heard me read out of Psalms there in 1 John. If you don't love yourself and love God and trust Him, you will not see the kingdom that He mentioned. Because it tells us the command right there, guys. Don't fear, I'm here. Don't be afraid, I'm here. Don't be anxious, I'm here. Don't stress over your life, I'm here. I mean, He even tells us the birds in the air eat and they don't do a thing. They don't have a job. They don't work. Birds don't work, I don't think. But I'm trying to say, guys, you got a choice to make. You can choose 2 things. It's okay to be concerned. Don't stress it and worry about it. Give it to God as soon as that happens and go on. Because there is 2 places, and we're all going to leave this earth one day. We're all going to leave this place. And you're either going to not stress your life and have love, and God knows that you trusted Him, or you're going to doubt Him, and that day you're standing in front of Him, and He's looking, He's like, man, you never trusted me with anything. There's a reason I didn't give you money. There's a reason I didn't give you a house. There's a reason I didn't give you this. There's a reason I didn't give you children. There's a reason I didn't give you a good job. I can't trust you with it. Because all you're going to do is worry and be anxious and make people around you that way. He's not going to give it to you unless you let it go. And it took me, I'm 46, it took me 45 years to get to that point. It took me a while. It took me a while, Pastor. Deacon, it took me a while. And now, you can ask my family, we talked about it. I'm the biggest stressor in the world, used to be. Everything, I had to control every little thing. Now, I don't care. If we got $1 good, if we got $1 million good, I'm not going to do anything different. May not go to work. And for all you people listening to go to Bernhardt, I won't be there if I win the lottery. But by the way, I'm just letting you know, you can't stress everything. And what I want us to do, that's funny. Raymond's over there laughing. He's like, they're going to hear that tomorrow. I'm going to tell everybody. So go ahead. But if I win 58 million, I'm probably not going to work. I'm going to be honest with you. Stress is going to go away just a little more. So, guys, here's what I want us to do. I really want everybody to come up here. I'm done. I want everybody to come up as a whole, and I want everybody to come right here for a second. I want everybody to come to the front of this altar. I want everybody to come up here. We're going to do something today. I want everybody to come up. I want everybody to come up here. Everybody. Everybody come up here. What's up, little man? You got the flashlight? You're going to light up the dark? I love it. Get rid of that darkness. Get rid of it. All right, so here's what I want to do. All you guys hold hands. Everybody kind of join hands here. Kind of join hands. We're going to do something. All right, so here's what we want to do. I want you to think about something in your life that is bothering you.